That man Rich Paul told one of the nastiest lies from the pit of hell. Rich Paul says Wade, LeBron, and Bosh wasn't a big three. When you think about it, Bosh was the ultimate professional. He took a back seat and played a role. Let's get into the video.
That's not the end all be all. I always love a big two. I don't really love a big three. I don't really. People talk big three, but the big three thing has never really worked. And you say, well, what happened in Miami? That wasn't really a big three. There was three guys that went in the lottery, and they did really well individually on their team. So they put up big numbers and had big accomplishments. But when you think about it, Bosh was the ultimate professional. He took a back seat, and he played a role in which, because he had such a high IQ and he was such a professional as an individual, his approach to everything is what made that work. When you look in Boston, okay, you can say Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce was a big three. Again,
Rondo.
Thinking about names, but the way that offense was ran, Rondo's capability during that time, it was a lot different. When you've seen people go for that, it never really worked. And I've had this conversation with several different, owners of teams. And
when Rich Paul said that Chris Bosh wasn't a part of the big three, that was absolutely blasphemous. How is that not a big three? Think about it. He even lied on himself. All three of them, LeBron James, D. Wade, and Chris Bosh, they were in the lottery. Okay? Raptors, Chris Bosh, 5-time All-Star, 10,000 points, 4,000 rebounds, 1,000 assists, and he was a franchise foundation. A lot of people even forget Chris Bosh was on the Raptors. He was on the Raptors when nobody even cared about the Raptors. And same thing with Chris Bosh when he was with the Heat. He's a 2-time champ, 4-time All-Star, and second most rebounds per game with a bunch of other accolades listed below. My thing is, a lot of people, they disrespect Chris Bosh. They diminish him. Now, I will say, Rich Paul was right. He was the ultimate professional. He took a back seat to D. Wade and LeBron James. Absolutely. But the Miami Heat do not win a championship without Chris Bosh. All these bigs that are doing these three-point shootings and spacing and everything, Chris Bosh started all that. He was the foundation of that, or at least he was one of the few to start doing that. Chris Bosh is one of the most underrated players of all time. Of course, his career, unfortunately, was cut short, but a lot of people forget. If Chris Bosh is healthy with D. Wade and all the other guys on the Miami Heat after LeBron James left, I think we at least go to the finals one more time. Chris Bosh was a dog, an 11-time All-Star, and he's a Hall of Famer. And like I said, people disrespect him and they diminish him because he played with the big three, and he is a part of the big three. That is exactly why you saw him on the main stage. The first time we ever introduced them together, it was the three of them. And they disrespect and they diminish Chris Bosh, all because of LeBron James. And to be honest, Chris Bosh is one of the few players that actually played well over time with LeBron James compared to a lot of other stars that go next to him. But let me know what you guys think. I just think that's jealousy. I just think that's hatred towards Chris Bosh. But it is what it is. The Miami Heat just need to hurry up and re-sign Davion Mitchell for years to come right now, because this man is playing great basketball. Let's get into the video.
They got 20 from Wiggins. They got 15 from Davion Mitchell, who, by the way, fits this Heat culture perfectly. Watching him play last night, just how hard the picking up guys 94 feet, what he does. I feel like he's going to be in a Miami Heat jersey for a long time. But can Tyler Herro have back-to-back games, and can Bam instill his will and his power on kind of a light front line that the Atlanta Hawks have? We'll see. I have to give the edge to Miami. I can't unsee what I saw last night, and I think they're not going to go in there scared. They're going to go in there, and they want to get.
Now, when it comes to Tyler Herro, obviously we have to see what he looks like in the playoffs. Yeah, the play-in tournament's great. 38 points is phenomenal. But I know a lot of people don't think he's a number one option. I just think it really comes down to what does the overall team look like? Because you don't need him to necessarily be a number one option, especially if you're going to have a well-rounded team with Wiggins, Bam, Tyler, and maybe you could add one more guy depending on who's available. But like I said, Tyler Herro, he still has a lot to prove. I think that he's been phenomenal this season, but let's get into the video.
Build around Tyler Herro, or we have to build around Trae Young?
I mean, I'm a big Trae Young guy. I really love him as a point guard. I think he is still going to be best when he's the second or third option offensively. You put two studs on him that take just a little bit off his plate and let him focus on using what I think he does best with his passing and his vision and getting everybody set up. That's where I really think you see Trae. throughout his early years of his career, you can see he kind of forces some tough shots. He wants to go be uber aggressive, which he is more than capable of doing. You can see the numbers this guy puts up. But I think he will be best when he gets paired with another mega star and a guy that can, go and get a bucket at the end of games and take some relief off Trae Young's offensive production. And Tyler Herro's not a bad pick either. He's younger. He's been doing this for a while. He's more of just a straight two-guard scorer, go get you a bucket, as Trae Young is more of a point guard. But I'm a big Trae Young guy, and I do believe that once they add some star power around him, which he's never really had, Trae Young's going to be great.
You taking Trae?
Yeah, I'm taking Trae as well. I mean, it's already proven what he's able to do as a lead on a team. Led the Atlanta Hawks to the Eastern Conference Finals. Been in the playoffs a few times as well. By him being the lead, Tyler Herro is still yet to prove that he can be the lead guy. So based on where they are in their careers to present date, I still got to pick Trae.
Trae Young and Tyler have a lot to prove. I mean, yes, Trae Young, he is the leader of the Hawks. He's brought the Hawks to the Eastern Conference Finals, but it's been a while. And his play style really hasn't been the best. He's been undisciplined when it comes to launching shots. Don't get me wrong, have they traded a lot of pieces around him? And to be honest, I really don't know what they're doing. Obviously, they're going young, but does Trae Young want to stick around for that? He's not getting any younger. Tyler Herro, I think he's been phenomenal this season. He still has a lot to prove. How is he going to react when defenses really key on him and put lengthy defenders, strong defenders on him? That's what they did last year with the Boston Celtics. So if the Miami Heat do make the playoffs, I want to see what does he look like versus that Cleveland defense. My thing is, if we do play Cleveland, this is a Bam Adebayo game, because I know for a fact Mobley and Jared Allen, those guys are soft, and there is no way that they can hold Bam Adebayo. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure that you all hit that subscribe button. We're pushing to 7K.